Hi. So today I finally fixed fixed my damn shift linkage in the 72 Suburban. Let me show you what I did, and if you've got sloppy shift linkage and other issues, let me show you what I did, and maybe this will help somebody. So if you have issues of your column shifter being sloppy and loose, and maybe your pointer's not lining up, or your neutral safety switch not engaging at the right time, it won't start, or it will start when it's in drive, that sort of thing. I had all of those issues, and so here's what I did. I'll start up here and go all the way to the transmission. Now, I needed a new steering column anyway because the old one was worn out, bad, all kinds of stuff going on. So I put new steering column in. That helped quite a bit. Right off the bat, my old one, the factory one's just right here. This pin right here gets kind of wallered out and worn after 50 years. So I had tried putting the new pin in and all of that. That helped a little bit with just this part. That's how much slop should be in it. But the new steering column, okay, so that tightened up quite a bit. So in other words, the slop that was between here and out under the hood, which I'll show you in just a minute, the new steering column helped quite a bit. Now, of course, you don't always have to do that, but in all the slop, that helped. And what that does is for your neutral safety switch underneath, let me grab a light here real quick so I can show you. Because this is important. You want to be safe about how your rig will start. Up under there, almost impossible to get to, doesn't seem like it, but right there is your neutral safety switch, right there. And that's what detects what gear you're in and determines if the truck will start or not. If it gets off, because that adjusts by going over and back and forth, then either it won't start when it's supposed to, or vice versa. Okay, so slop in your steering will affect that. Okay, so the new steering column helped that aspect. But come over in here. So just to show you guys how it all works. So this lever right here, right there, that's what rotates back and forth, up and down when you shift on the column. It just rotates this lever and pushes up and down on that rod. Okay, I'll get you another angle over here. Where I'm at right there. So see that rod, that lever goes like this, back and forth, and pushes up and down. So there's another point that slop can be in your system. Is that nut right there, that's how you adjust, where is first, second, and third, and stuff like that. That can come loose, or the little nut in there, that can get worn out between here and where that post goes through. Okay, so putting a new bolt in, whatever that clamp is called, will help take some slop out. If you got slop, that's another point, and mine was that way. My old one was really bad. Okay, so that's a very common area. The most common area by far, though, is down at the transmission. And give me just a second, I'll lift the truck up here and I'll show you that. Okay, so we're up under the truck here. And right here on the transmission, and I'll go into detail later at the end here. I'll give you a better visual. But right here, this component rotates. Let's start up here. Makes more sense. This is that rod that I showed you. So this goes up and down as you shift. Okay, so if there's slop, any joint is suspect here. So that joint right there, if that gets worn out, there's some play right there that can affect all of this. The most common by far is that pin right there, and I've just replaced it. The hole in that new bracket, you can see, gets worn out. It gets all wallered and egg-shaped, and that's the most common thing, and then that gives you more slop. And then there's potential for slop in this joint here, anywhere in here too, but that's not as common. Okay, so all of those variables add up to slop in your system, and that can affect, you know, all the things that we talked about. So this is kind of what it looks like here. It's the bracket that bolts right to your frame, so it does not move. There's that pin. Here's my old bracket, and so it goes in here like this. Okay, and then it rotates like that. The problem is that hole right there. That thing, you know, is worn out. When I put the new one on, you could just see it fit. Now there's no lubrication, there's no gasket, there's no, it's just metal and metal wear. So after 50 years, it gets worn out. And so all of those components together can equal, you know, those can equal slop in your system. So if you're, you know, you don't know, it's like your truck all of a sudden won't start, the myriad reasons, right? But in mine, one of the things was because that neutral safety switch, I had to move my shifter too far, and then the truck thought it was in reverse, and it says, no, you're not starting. But it looked like it was in park, and it was in park. It actually was in park, but all of that slop. Okay, so those are things you can address. I finally got this all done today. The new steering column is cool. You don't need that. I mean, that's the last thing that I would do. Start with these common wear components and go from there. Okay, I hope this helps somebody. Bye.